Nice to meet you, Sofia.
Thank you for inviting us.
To start, I thought you could introduce yourselves and tell us a little bit about who you are, where you come from, and what are you doing.
I'm Anna. I'm from Colombia. I live in Paris, like it have been 5 years ago, I guess. I work in culture like many years ago and in arts and a lot with the migrant program that I'm part of it.
Hi, I'm Adam and I came from Sudan and also been living here since 5 years ago, I guess. I've been involved with some societies that help refugees and some things like this, so yeah.
Hello, so my name is Liliya and I'm Russian, and it's been 7 years, more or less, since I live in Paris. And we did with Anna together the same master's degree in cultural policies. So that's how we knew together, and that's how we also started our project together, and then we met Adam to do the book. And I was always also involved in like cultural and artistic projects, and also some projects working with migrants and refugees as well. So these kind of two topics that were always there.
Great. So you already mentioned the book that you're working on. Could you tell us a little bit about Adam's book?
Sure. The book was an idea that came to our mind because when I met Adam, I was already working with Liliya in some projects, and I said to her, like, let's see what he does as an artist. And we were really, really into it. We fall in love just of his way to see life and to make out something beautiful with the ideas that he got. So we started working on it, and we speak with Adam and was like, do you want to make an artist book? And he was just, so okay, so why not? And we started like 3 years ago, I guess.
Yeah, and also I'd like to add that in the beginning we didn't really know what we're going to do. So it's not an artist book just out of nowhere. It's just by like hanging out together and talking about art and making art and seeing like the mediums Adam works with or plays with, and he's really expressive with them. We decided that the only kind of artistic form that could show all of it, like a puzzle of everything he plays with very, very interesting in an interesting way, would be an artist book, because it allows us to mix poetry and just like writings, and also some paintings and some sketches and photographs. So for us it was a very like the best choice to show all this diversity of what we see as Adam work. And also I'd like to add that was the whole process, because when we started 3 years ago it was like, yeah, let's do a project together, yeah, cool. And we didn't really weren't sure what, how, and when, and then Adam and us, like 3 of us, we grew up together in this project. And when we see what it's coming about, what it's going to be like, just in a couple of weeks it's going to be printed, it's pretty crazy to see the results and to see something that started with, yeah, let's do art, cool, cheers. So it's pretty amazing actually.
The cool thing about it, it's really grow and a strong relationship through this project that we started from just like a regular conversation between friends, and it's involved to something that we're really about to see the light of it, or we already saw the light of it. So yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, so just for the audience, last thing I want to add, I think it's also important to understand that the book is not only the book that you are touching and having in your arms. but also through the presentation we're going to do and some stuff around the book. We try to give this idea of the process, because it's also the beauty of this project. So it's not only the diversity of mediums that are inside, but also starting from a scratch and going till the actual object that we are pretty proud of.
What kind of stories do you tell in this book?
Well, too many different stories actually. It's just the way I see the life, my daily basis, and to give you a little bit of background about it, my childhood, yeah, the things that I've been through, my vision to life in general. So mixed with art, of course, yeah.
I just want to ask that I add that there are the way that the book was conceived was not just to speak in a close way about the Adam's path. It was as well to show the complexity of human life, and there are a lot of happy things. It's really funny actually. There are really funny parts, crazy parts, and really deep parts. So we really want to keep the balance between to see the real life, that there are not just a bad part or a good one. There are a lot of between, and there are just ups, downs that goes in a different way. So for us it was important that even the subject, there are subjects that we should talk about it. There are another subject that make you relativize all the context.
So of course it's a very intimate project, I guess. You're telling very intimate personal stories. Well, Adam's story. How do you expect the audience to experience this and to relate to this? What kind of message are you trying to convey to a broader public?
The message that I want to send is the difference of it, like we did mention, it's so balanced, There's a different type of parts which is deep on it and sad on it, happiness on it. So the life is it's not gonna stick on one thing. The message of it is just the way I see the life, how it's sometimes fun, how it's sometimes bad, and yeah.
Yeah, and for me also, I'll add to what Adam said, is that this is also one of, for me, important part of this project, is to give this human face to the topic of migration. We talk a lot about and of other difficult paths people can go by at some point in their life, because we always talk about numbers and there are a lot of cliches about it. Everything is very they, and the message is pretty simple. So in this they or them, everyone has a personality, like you, like me. Everyone going through different parts of their life. So again, it doesn't define them, and it's much more complicated than just being a migrant woman and any other really quick thing we're trying to put on people. And we are all very mixed and difficult and complicated creatures, and life is as well.
What I'm hearing as well is that kind of, I guess, to summarize in a way what both of you three said, is that you kind of want to move away from this typical way that often people who are experience forced migration or are migrants are often portrayed as one-dimensional kind of characters. And what I'm hearing from all of you is that you kind of want to move away from that typical depiction and moving to more kind of multidimensional, complex, with all these nuances that we as humans all have.
Yeah, exactly.
I already heard a little bit about different genres and different roles that you kind of perform, but how is your creative process like? Who is taking care of what, and how have you been shaping this project together?
We've got, first of all, there is a good cop and bad cop in this team because Adam needs both. So I'm doing the bad cop part, but we're still friends. And Anna doing is a good cop part. But I'll say that, of course, the creative part is Adam, because everything that is in the book is completely Adam's work. We are more like in a production with Anna, and we have kind of 50-50 roles in it. So, and then from my part is also about communications and finding different sources of finances to finance this project.
I guess the important thing is that Liliya and I, we create in a different way. We create like the conditions to make the space to Adam to work. That it was more this our role in this project, more like in production, like logistical stuff, more like we need paintings, we need to buy paper, we need to print stuff, more in this part, and Adam do the creative part.
I get a little bit more into what you create. I heard a lot of different art styles and a lot of things that are going to be involved in this book. How did you first start painting or even rapping? I heard.
Well, with the rap is not too long ago. I started maybe around 2018. But for the painting and it really, I don't really have exact time that I remember I started painting. It started when I was in a school, I guess. With notebooks, always drawing, whatever. It just been developed since that time till today. And every time I take my pen, I become more good than before. So yeah.
And what first inspired you or continues to inspire you today to create more?
Well, I love art in general, and to be exactly, my passion is not just painting. I love music maybe more than art. So that why they always keep pushing me, but I still love art too. So there's a lot of inspirations from it, surrounding. See some other people's work, some other artists, like big artist stuff, and yeah, it's really inspiration. And also kind of obsessed with some type of Sudanese art, like the way they paint and whatever. So yeah.
Of course, this is a very personal, intimate project, perhaps different from what you've done before. What can you tell us about previous works that you've done? Does Adam's book differ from that, or is it still within the same kind of artistic line?
Me personally, all time working with books. So for me, doing books is just my stuff. So in this way, is related to the projects, but I never tried until now to do a book like that deep. Yeah, like all the process is completely different, because now you are like in really like, I don't know how to say, like accompany the process, like being really there, like all the time with the artist. It's kind of different way to different position that you take. But I could say that the projects that we do with Liliya, they are related. We started to work on it like 3 years ago, I guess. And the subjects are always like related to injustice or related to social issues. So in this way, the subject takes part of this, of our main projects, but it takes different forms like exhibition or even parties.
But yeah, I agree that there are some similarities for what we already did in our project Feu Caché. like the subject are always something that touches us a lot, and also we really pay a lot of attention to not try to stick with the kind of frames of presenting the work that exists already, like classic type of exhibitions or classic presentation of the book or launching, because we ourselves in Paris, we and the people that are around us, we find that here, at least, I don't know how it works in other countries, the artistic scene stays very close to certain type of people, and it's really hard to kind of open the door of a gallery or open the door of the presentation of the book, because you don't feel yourself belonging to this crowd, and even though you might have something to say, or you just want to check it out, or you are just I don't know, walking on the street and you're curious, a lot of people won't do it because of this kind of pre-created codes and norms and frames. So we're trying to do something different from this, so that everyone, or at least a lot of people, feeling kind of easy to come, and they don't need to prove anything, or they are already in their place in their crowd. And the thing that is different with this project is, of course, that it is a long project, because before we did the project of maybe 2, 3, 4, 6 months, but still it's not 3 years of working really from the scratch, but doing such multiple and diverse work that talks about so many different and profound issues and topics and feelings. So for me, it's really like kind of, I mean, I'm living with the project last 3 years. It's in my life. Every week we're doing something for it. So it's pretty crazy, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a very good point that you just touched upon, and that's I hope that it's finally more in the light, this issue of exclusion in these spaces. These spaces can be extremely inaccessible, feel very inaccessible to various different groups of people in society. And where can our audiences find the book after it's printed and out in the world?
First of all, we've got a page for our project, where we present all the works that we do, and where you can also buy it, of course. And then, well, this is more like Paris-based, but we're going to do 2 events. One is more like classic launching, and the second is the party.
In our Instagram, we have all the information about the book. We have the information about, we sell through a French page, we sell our projects. So we are going to put it on it. And it's a French page, but we can just buy it by there, and we deliver it worldwide.
Anywhere,
Yeah.
Great. And what is the name of the page?
It's called Hello Asso, and you can find Feu Caché on it, or you can just click in the link in our bio in Instagram. It's the same, and here you can discover the works we do and we sell.
I don't know if we know how to live without the project, actually.
Yeah, that was what I wanted to say. Like, I don't know, once it's done, like, what's happening here?
what we are going to do Friday night.
We start a new one.
Yeah, we should start a new one, or yeah.
This is really really beautiful to hear, actually, from this side, and I'm sure that more collaborations will come in the future. Thank you so much for meeting with me today and talking to me about your project. I really look forward to having Adam's book in my hands as well, and we'll make sure to share all the links and redirect our audience to your website. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
for this opportunity, and also for your help with everything.
Yeah, for the support is really, we were really needed this kind of support, and the people is so great to feel that people are there and people understand what we are doing and support the idea that we got.
I'm really happy to hear that. Really happy. Thank you so much.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
appreciate it.